What's cool about Geralf is now that we have the rule of 8, where once you have 8 copies of a similar card, you can build your deck around that type of effect. So the goal here is play some cantrips, utilize Consider, Gaze, Shredder to put one of these into the graveyard ideally, and then you have Helping Hand and Recommission to rebuy them from the graveyard at a discount. Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Pioneer with OTJ. Again, we are still gearing for that RCQ season. We're currently in the middle of it. As of the time of recording this video, I still have not yet to play one, but I do plan on playing one this weekend. Perhaps, I think I'm going to try and play that Gorilla Slickshot deck that we uploaded a couple of videos with, but we're not talking about that today. We are discussing another card from OTJ, and that is one that has a relatively decent amount of hype around it in Geralf the Fleshwright. What this card allows you to do, it kind of acts as a pseudo Monastery Mentor of sorts, where when you cast additional spells, notably it doesn't specify non-creatures, we'll get to that in a second, but when you play additional spells during your turn, you can make a zombie, and then whenever a zombie comes into play, you get counters on that zombie for each other zombie that enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So, 3-drop, paying you off for playing a bunch of spells in a turn. I feel like we've seen that before. You get some added redundancy on the Monastery Mentors, and now that you effectively have 8 copies, I really do think a deck like this has a lot of potential, because you just have more consistency. Now, the question is, how are we getting these into play? Because they are 3-drops, a little expensive, a little clunky. The best way to do that is with Helping Hand, which for 1 mana returns a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped with mana value 3 or less. If you have ways to discard or mill over creatures in the form of Ledger Shredder, Picklock, and the other card here is Consider. So you have effectively 12 ways. There's one Otherworldly Gaze too. I had an initial list, actually, the list that's in this video has 2 less Pranksters and 2 more Otherworldly Gazes, but I've already made that swap because I do think that Picklock is a little bit better than Otherworldly Gaze. But yeah, so those are ways to mill over cards. So you have those, and then you also have a little bit of additional reanimation in the form of Recommission. Not quite as good as Helping Hand because it does cost 2 mana, but because you have so many ways to mill and discard, I do think it is worth playing the 6 copies of reanimation spells. And then after that, we have a little bit of interaction in the form of Get Lost, because it turns out, I don't know if you guys know this, but a deck that has Consider, Opt, and Treasure Cruise, and Ledger Shredder, not the best against Shieldred, so we need ways to kill Shieldred. I think this deck should probably play more Get Lost, because that card was and still is a massive problem. So a lot of cantrips, a lot of removal, ways to mentors, ways to get back mentors, and then everybody's favorite card, Treasure Cruise, just hands down the best card in Pioneer. There's no debate about that. It is extremely good in decks like this. You have so many cheap spells to put into your graveyard, ways to mill over with Prankster, loot with Shredder, like you are constantly casting this for 1 mana almost every single time. So that's kind of it for the main deck. Now there's one kind of cool thing that I just want to briefly mention here, and it did come up during the video. Geralf has 2 separate abilities. But let's say you start your turn with a Geralf, then you play a cantrip, right? The first ability will go on the stack. You make a 2/2. The 2/2 that enters the battlefield then creates a separate trigger. If you respond, the second trigger being put a counter on it for each other zombie that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. If you respond to that trigger and play another cantrip, the first trigger will happen again, right? Then the 2/2 will enter the battlefield. Then we'll trigger the second ability. The second 2/2 will see the first 2 because the first 2/2 entered the battlefield. That'll get a counter. And then once you resolve the initial ability to make the first 2/2, that will see the other 2/2, and you'll get 2 3/3s instead of 1 3/3 and 1 2/2. So keep that in mind. You have a lot of instant speed cantrips and ways to do that. So just keep that in mind when you're playing with Geralf if you want to fire up this deck yourself. As far as the mana base is concerned, nothing too fancy here. We got some dual lands. There is our utility lands, of course, 1 Eiganjo, 1 Hall of Storm Giants, and 1 copy of Otawara. And then in the sideboard, we have some counter spells. We have Hearse for Phoenix, Torpor Orb, which is good against Amalia, extremely good against Amalia. Another copy of Get Lost for Shieldred, a couple of Marches for additional removal spells. What's really important is because you kind of need to be able to get Hearse off the battlefield. So I wanted to play a couple of Marches, a couple of Silences for Lotus Field, but I guess you can also maybe bring it in against Phoenix. But that's pretty much it for the main deck. You know, there's not a ton else to discuss here. It's really just about getting one of these into your graveyard as quickly as possible, reanimating it with that Helping Hand, and then just going to town. And you will definitely see in today's video, we definitely went to town a little bit. So without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. I mean, Otherworldly costs 1 mana. How is that not efficient? Is that not the definition of efficiency? I'm confused. Maybe I'm missing something. We don't have free spells in Pioneer, not yet at least. Can we build this deck so it plays 1 mana cards? I wish. Okay, I would love to mill over a creature here. That'd be nice. Plotting is free spells. Is it though? Okay, nice. We milled Geralf. So let's get Consider. Geralf spotted. Now here's the question, or not really a question per se, but like the issue is we need to find one of our Get Losts to be able to defeat a Vein Ripper, which they are almost certainly going to cast next turn. I guess we should Otherworldly before Considering. No, that's stupid, because I want to get the information from the Consider before I Otherworldly. I have to main phase it. I guess I keep the Sleight of Hand, but none of these are Get Lost. So, I mean, what if they just don't have Soaring Vein Ripper? They don't always have it, right? This, honestly, I'm cool with this. Totally okay with that. That's probably the best possible outcome for us. Not going to upkeep Gaze. So now, do we get the Shredder in play? I think it might just be Sleight of Hand, or Helping Sleight, try to find another 1 mana spell. Maybe trophy the stream? No, but I trophied earlier this morning. You probably don't believe me because I was off stream, but I have confirmation and I have proof. Well, Pear Bear, now that you've said that, now that you mention it, thank you for treating your chat with the respect we definitely don't deserve. Some chatters deserve respect, okay? Not all of them, though. Ooh, that was nice. All right, cool. We did it. We did the thing. Okay, this card kills Vein Ripper. What is nice about this matchup is we have plenty of tokens to sack to Vein Ripper, so we don't really care about the cost, like the ward cost. Pierce is interesting, but, like, what is Pierce good against besides specifically Soaring? Really? What else is it good against? I mean, it is really good against Soaring. Don't get me wrong. I guess Fable, too. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I could buy that. It's not great against Daughtys on the draw, though. I'll try this. Oh, shit. Did I submit 61? Oops. I definitely meant to do that. I definitely meant to submit 61. Ooh. Huh. Kind of forgot they could do that. Well, Get Lost kills enchantments. Just saying, Get Lost kills enchantments. Hold. Maybe they just kept a hand that's leyline and nothing. It looks like they have kept a hand that is leyline and nothing. I'm not killing your Mutable. Absolutely not. How good has Geralf been so far? They're about the same. I wouldn't necessarily say that one's better than the other. I think they're good in different spots, though. Ooh, that is interesting. So now we can go Shredder Op, discard Mentor. Yeah, that sounds hot. But Geralf has felt pretty good so far. I'm going to greedily bottom the land there because it's a tap land. Black Source. No! I mean, I guess it's fine because we already have the Helping Hand. But it could be a little sus if they have a sweeper next turn. I mean, whatever, right? We kind of have to jam. I guess the question is, do we jam Helping Hand, Consider, or do we just play Geralf this turn? It's probably Helping Hand, Consider, because then we could also discard the Cruise to the Shredder. But I have a feeling they're going to cast a Sweeper next turn. I guess Geralf could be our follow-up to the Sweeper. If they do have a Sweeper. It's not a bad pickup. Just going to top that for more velocity. I don't really need that. Okay, so we attack for 3. If they don't have a sweeper, we're in a really good spot. If they do, we still have a somewhat decent follow-up of Geralf. We can find that, I guess, I could have kept the untapped land to go Geralf Pixter, but they never land anyways. Easy. Profs is not bad. This deck does draw a lot of cards. I'm just not sure where you'd cut for it. And you don't have the density of evasive creatures, because in the traditional Profs deck, you have Shredder, you have Eiganjo of Synthesis, Duels of the Mind, and Dream Thief. But this deck only plays 12 creatures, and only one of them flies. Sure, you can still just make a giant token, but it's not as good without the evasion. Okay, they did take Geralf. Yeah, I guess that's true. I do have the Pranksters, so they're a little bit better if you're playing Prankster. Cut lands is always an answer. I'm already playing 19. How many lands do you want me to play? Okay, maybe I should have cast Consider. I don't know if I want any of these. I kind of want all of them, but I could also see graveyarding all 3 of them. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the Get Lost, bin the Mentor, and just try to spike one of my 6 reanimation spells. It's probably the best way to do it. And I don't think we consider main phase, because even if I consider into Helping Hand, I'm not going to cast it this turn. I'm going to wait till next turn, because I want to be able to go Helping Hand into Consider. Your Legacy Storm deck plays 15? Well, I mean, you have Lotus Petal, so it doesn't really count. Checkmark. Checkmate. I'll keep that one. It's not a bad card, but it's, like, not a great card. Let me graveyard that. There we go. So, we get back Geralf here, right? Because Geralf doesn't die to Harvester. Oh wait, the Mentor doesn't die either. I forgot about the counter. Okay, maybe I should have got back Mentor. I'm not sure which one's better. Question is, do we keep Mentor in grave or Otherworldly in grave? Because I can only keep one. I think it's better to keep the Gaze, so I can have a spell and upkeep. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Otherworldly Gaze. Because the thing is, they kind of have to kill the Geralf anyways, and if they kill the Geralf, then I'll just have a creature in the graveyard for it. So this makes more sense. And if they don't kill Geralf, I'm in a fantastic spot anyways. Yeah, that I'm totally fine with. Cavern of Souls. They discarded Archfiend last turn. That's kind of surprising. Okay, let's upkeep this to try and find a cantrip. Cantrip spotted. I don't need the second Get Lost. Do I want land 4? I'm just going to aggressively graveyard cards for the second cruise. I know land 4 is good, but I don't need it this turn. Kill Fable. No, I don't. I'm going to save the Get Lost for Vein Ripper. Definitely graveyard that. Okay, the non-final land. I don't want to offer the trade of Geralf for either of these. It seems kind of bad. But yeah, I just want to save this as long as possible to be able to kill a Vein Ripper. Because I'm pretty sure that's how I lose this game. They didn't discard off Fable. It's beatable. Draw for turn. Guess I could just play Mentor this turn. Kind of like take a turn off and try to cook with this, but it's probably better to just try and cast this cruise. I don't want to land. Yeah, I just want to hit my land drops. And we can go cruise for 2 mana. Still have a mana up to cast another cantrip. I think this is good. Okay, I already played a land. Attack's not good because they have a 3/4. It is your turn. Discarding Mentor in case we draw a reanimation spell. We're doing a little cooking. I don't think they have main deck sweepers either, so. Are they attacking with Fable Token? They need treasure for land 6 for Vein Ripper. Okay, it's like medium annoying. So we can go Geralf Opt. Maybe this is bad, because the flip reflection is kind of a problem. Maybe I go Geralf Get Lost, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's kill the flip Fable. This does potentially let them, like, set them up for a Ripper next turn. But now I can just send everything. Okay, well, I guess that was good enough, huh? Okay, so same thing as last time. We played against Vamps before. Spell Pierce, Get Lost, get these 3 Otherworldlies out of here. Cool. We thought about 3 Shredder, 3 Fae. I would strongly recommend against ever cutting a copy of Ledger Shredder. It just does everything for this deck. It fuels crews, it discards your creatures for your reanimation spells. It's too good. You can't cut a Shredder. Giza seems good, but I don't know if it's better than Bat God. In Standard, I'm almost positive it is. But I also think Bat God is massively overrated. And I've been saying this for a while. I just kind of assumed I was one to. The hell? I'm just losing track of time today. Chat, what day? I don't even know what day it is. Where are we? What is happening? Where are we right now? I'll take a cruise. Thank you very much. So 5 cards in graveyard. One, two, three, four. Do I want to get rid of the Shredder, or do I just want to play Cruise for 2 mana? You know what? Let's just play Cruise for 2 mana. Let's keep the Shredder in the graveyard. Like, I don't plan on doing anything this turn anyways. Yeah, see, this is perfect, because now I can discard Geralf, and then just pop off next turn. I can go reanimate Geralf, cast Cantrip, cast Cantrip. Can I just main deck Pick Your Poison and Pioneer? I've honestly been thinking about it, Numbers. I've been strongly considering that being a thing that you might want to do. Okay, well now we have to kill the Kalitas. So let's do that. Cannot let them have Kalitas. And now if they kill the Geralf, like with a Fatal Push or something... Well, I guess we don't have another reanimation spell, but... Any thoughts on the new Karabec? I tried it in a mono black deck. Now, granted, the rest of my mono black deck was terrible, but I think there is probably a good shell for Karabec. Just not quite sure what it looks like. They revealed 2 lands. Okay, I mean, I guess. I guess we're just undefeated against vampires, huh? Did we find the vampire's killer? This hand's a bit sus. It does have 2 Otherworldlies and a Cruise, though. We're on the draw. Let's run it. Vein Armor entry add-on. What's that? Okay, White Source acquired. You'll love to see it. I think I'm kind of okay if they counter the first one, because I have the second one anyways. Also not clear they would ever want to counter the first one. How do we do this? Graveyard, top, Helping Hand, Shredder, cast, opt, draw coast, discard Mentor. Sounds right to me. Number 1 in our hearts. Hey, I'm still number 1, okay? I'm just saying, nobody has gotten a trophy since the last time I did. I can be number 1 for as long as I want to. You can't take that away from me. You can't do it. Yeah, that land I don't think I want. Now we get a Mentor in the graveyard. We can do... Next turn we can actually go Helping Hand, Mentor, Gaze, and Cruise. Which next turn's going to be disgusting. All the trophies. Ooh, and they missed a land drop. Are you ready for this turn? My goodness. My goodness. How many of these do I have to graveyard? I have 6. I can keep one of them, right? Can I keep both? I can keep one and also keep the Gaze in graveyard. Then we go 1, 2... Hot damn, what a turn. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Absolutely. They have their own crews. It's only fair. That was a good turn. Trophies. Yeah, I know. They still haven't found a land? Brother, how have they not found a land yet? Do I upkeep Gaze for a land? No, I don't think so. So we can just go Recom back this. Recom back this. Play Consider. Trying to look for a land here. So I can cast another cantrip. Should cast the sorcery speed ones first. This is just gross. Opponent's off it. We broke it. We broke it. Alright, hearse me. I would like to be hearsed. It sounded kind of weird. What else is good against Phoenix? Would you ever consider bringing in Silence against Phoenix? Ashiok is not bad, yeah. I could buy Ashiok. So we want to cut these. We've been cutting these a lot, but I think it's one of those situations where it's a good game one card because it kind of helps your main game plan, but it is ostensibly the weakest card in your deck, so it's fair to board it out in a lot of spots. Could just do this. Although I don't hate the third Get Lost because they have Drakes. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, I don't know how many Get Losts I want in total. Like, it does kill Drake, but I feel like 2 is probably okay. Yeah, they're going to bring in their own Ashioks. Which does make my... I could cut the second Recommission, because the Ashioks make my reanimation spells a lot worse. And at least this one's only 1 mana, so it's, you know, it's more mana efficient, obviously. Let's do that. Let's go third Get Lost. Still kills Phoenix too, or not Phoenix, kills Shredder too, which is not the worst. I mean, it does kill Phoenix, but I don't want to. It's not, definitely not a spot I want to find myself in. I wish I had these sleight of hands in paper. This one. Am I crazy, or I have some recollection of the original Portal version of this card at one point being like $50. But perhaps I'm misremembering that, because I feel like that, I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I feel like it was at one point. Maybe I'm thinking of a different card. Yeah, like the original version. Let me see if where can I go for MTG price history? It didn't do anything. Just play Geralf? No, let's just go Shredder plus Cantrip. I don't care if they loot. We have the hearse in play. Like, I can let them loot as much as they want because we have the hearse. Oh, strategic planning is what I was thinking of. Right. Why was strategic planning worth so much at one point? Maybe it's the same reason, but... Alright, price history, card. Strategic planning. Why can't I find it? I don't know, I'm bad at looking up this stuff. Discard backup Geralf. But yeah, I think strategic planning was the card that I was thinking of. Was vintage playable? That's what it was. Helping Hand's a nice pickup. Did people actually play strategic planning in vintage at one point? I guess they did. Opponent has located a Phoenix. I don't know if they have a land, though. We'll have to see. It was nuts in the past. It's crazy to me that people actually did play that card in vintage. Because, like, if you tell people nowadays that people used to play that card, they'd look at you funny. But I guess there was just, you know... maybe it has to do with the fact that they restricted so many of the cantrips. And because they did that, you were very limited on which cantrips you could actually play. So that could be something to do with it. Impulse was also insane. Oh shit, I was supposed to hearse them. I was too distracted talking to chat. Yeah, I was supposed to hearse them. Good beats. I blame chat. It's all chat's fault. Alright, my turn. We have to discard Steam Vents. Alright, let's cook a little bit. Let's do a little bit of cooking. So we can actually go Prankster into Cruise. Dude, every single one of my opponents has just instantly conceived when I play Geralf. Card's broken, I guess. Nobody wants to play against it. The Phoenix matchup looks rather free. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing about this deck against Phoenix is you're doing a lot of the same things they are, but you're, weirdly enough, you're more efficient than them, and you can put more power on the battlefield. Yeah, perfect. I like these pranksters, by the way. Good call on that, chat. The first time that Twitch chat has ever suggested anything playable. There is a first time for everything. That is true. On rare occasions, chat does tell me to take Black Lotus and Cube, and I guess in those instances, you're sometimes correct. you know, have you considered that it's not always correct to take Black Lotus? It is kind of funny, Tomber, but like if you look at the card, if you look at the difference between this, like the Pioneer and Standard, the cards that you're missing are rather important. You know, like arguably the most important cards. Cruise is the most important one. Like obviously, Ancestral Recall makes this deck broken. Just don't go blank me, please. I would appreciate not getting go blanked. Alright, time to free Zephyr. It's probably this, right? We're so far away from the second cruise, and this is good if they kill the first Geralf. I'm gonna take this. Game's gonna go a while. It's just like, I kind of wanted the second Helping Hand just in case they have the immediate removal spell, which they certainly do. Like, they obviously have removal spell in their 5-card hand. It's kind of close, though, because I can't... Well, no, I guess I can cruise this turn, right? We have to go here. Although, I might not cruise, because if I play Consider, Trigger, Geralf, and they cast removal spell in response, I'm probably just going to Otherworldly go.
Bruh.
Oh. Kind of forgot about that card. Well, touche. Good thing I have the second help. There's no way they have 2 Clings in their deck, right? There's no chance. I was like, there's no fucking way. Some are running 2 main deck. Yeah, the Psychopaths. Alright, sure. Really? I've already played a land this turn. I'm just going to graveyard that. I know it's going to be good later, but that was a blowout. I mean, it's a really good thing I took the second Helping Hand and had the second Geralf. Okay, it's fine. It's not the most fine. Could have Upkeep Gaze there. Okay, well now I'm just going to double Shredder. Do I want to double Shredder? Double Shredder is pretty bad if they top deck Go Blank. And these decks do typically play a lot of Go Blanks. It's nice to have 2 threats in play, though, to pressure the Liliana. But I probably shouldn't get greedy. We can let them have Liliana for a little bit. It's not, like, the biggest deal in the world. Discard that for value. Go. This is fine. Yeah, it does let me loot... Well, either way I can loot away Gaze, right? If I go Shredder into Shredder, I can still discard the Gaze. But it's just like, it is too backbreaking if they untap, and if they draw Go Blank, it's so bad for me. Because then I just can't even cast the first cruise. So, it's probably too risky to... Well... good thing I did it the way I did, huh? Alright, we have 2 Get Losts. I would like to find one right now, please. You're not a Get Lost. You are. God, Magic is so easy sometimes. See ya. We can cruise too. Debating on Upkeep Gaze. It's probably okay, right? Because then I could just go Blue Source. Yeah, Blue Source Cruise. It's nice to graveyard those. I'll keep the Consider. Ooh, now I have to get rid of... Wait, this is kind of a spew, though. Because now I have to decide if I want to keep Geralf or Gaze. Perhaps I should have graveyarded this because of that reason. How many reanimation spells have I gone through? Only 2. I really want to keep the Geralf. I think I have enough cards that I can keep Geralf. Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of cards. I think this is fine. Yeah, this is totally fine. Okay, mono black. What do we want to do against mono black? Too much of a magic boomer to play with Gaze. I mean, it is card disadvantage at the end of the day. Like, I get it, but yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we need Get Lost for Shield Rid, for sure. Spell Pierce good against Liliana, so we can do this and cut the Otherworldlies. Because I don't want, like, it is card disadvantage, and I don't want that much card disadvantage against the mono black, like 1-for-1 you a million times kind of deck. It's maybe a spot where I wish I had like 1 additional threat in the board, something like Wandering Emperor or something. Would have exiled it to cruise without even a moment of thinking, which is most certainly wrong. Oh, sure, yeah, I gotcha. Statue is redeemed. Change sign color. What color would you like? You can pick any color in the world. Well, any color that is available on my remote control, that is. They took the Helping Hand. Okay. I don't mind paying an extra 2 life in case we draw Seachrome Coast. Does Phoenix play Slick Sequence now? I don't think so. I feel like I've maybe seen lists with maybe 1 copy tops, but if anything, it's a 1 of absolute maximum. Wait, did they take Helping Hand when we had 2 of them? It's kind of weird. Oh, wait, no, they couldn't take anything else. Right, I'm dumb. They obviously can't take Prankster. It's a creature. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. What am I even talking about anymore? Waste not. I'm definitely fine with running out the first copy of Mentor, so I'm going to do that for sure. It's just the question of which one of these do we want as a follow-up. Because, like, this is kind of the way that I look at it. I cast Mentor, they kill it, I go Helping Hand, cast some shit. So maybe I'll let the Spell Pierce the turn after. Obviously, Spell Pierce is not good this turn, but I think it'll be good the turn after. Which Mentor do they know about? I don't remember. They might know about both. I'm going to cast this one because it looks cooler. What do we want for when they have Lily? Right, exactly. Although, I don't know. I feel like if they had Liliana, they might have cast it that turn instead of the Waste Not. That is totally fine by me. Well, actually, is it? I have to think about Waste Not too. Thing is, I kind of want to keep the Spell Pierce for next turn. I don't think them having a 2/2 matters. I could discard the Mentor. Why do you guys want to discard Pierce? I want to keep the Pierce for next turn. Opt Helping Hand. And then next turn we just go Shock, play Mentor, hold up Pierce. Kind of sketchy if... I mean, like, how do they not play into the Pierce, though, you know? But at that point, it might just be better to give them a 2/2 and discard these two. And then at the bare minimum, I can still go Opt. Yeah, I like that better. Like, the 2/2 just doesn't matter. Yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. They play around Pierce with Shieldred. Sure, that's a good point. I guess they could Shieldred. I mean, we have to find Get Lost either way. Because at some point I do maybe want to have Get Lost for this, or the potential Shieldred. Mr. World Ranked #1 Pioneer Streamer. What deck should one consider playing for up-and-coming RCQ? I mean, I'm really all in on that Gruul deck that we played on Friday. I have 2 trophies with it. I think it's exceptional. It's felt like the best Slickshot deck to me so far, and we've played a lot of different Slickshot decks. But yeah, that is my pick. That's what I'm going to play this weekend. But I honestly, if I had the cards for Vampires, I probably would just play Vampires. Because it's too good. But I cannot acquire the cards for Vampires. Okay, so we go here. Let me see the Gruul list. It is on the Mox Field. Gaz, you live on the other side of the country. How is that going to help me? That's unfortunate. I mean, they know about it, and it's my only spell, so I might as well cast it. Now, that means they're probably going to cast a Wrath next turn. It chose not to pay. Link it because I'm lazy. I mean, the link is the command. You can just type !Moxfield. Can we get somebody to type !Moxfield in the chat? Okay. This is looking a little sketchy. It's the... Oh, I should have attacked. -1 damage. It's the thing about Waste Not. This is exactly why I was saying this card's unplayable. It's like, you just get to these spots. I have no cards in hand. This card has no text. Well, I mean, this card has text, but... We are probably not winning this game. They have Gyre. I don't see one in play. Still have not located a Gyre Reach Sanitarium in play. I don't know. I just... it's funny to me that, like, people... I'm not saying that you shouldn't play this card. I'm just saying that it has spots of being the worst card in your deck. It's like, if your opponent mulligans and you have Waste Not and their hand is empty on turn 4, there are certain times where this card literally has no text. That's the only thing that I'm saying. Alright, give me a Get Lost, please. Pretty good. I think I have to hold back the Shredder to be able to check the 2/2s. So let's just kill Liliana. You can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck, as some people famously said. It's the only thing. Maybe they just have second Shieldred. Get Lost their upkeep? No, because if they don't have Fatal Push in hand, they have one more look at Fatal Push. Like, if the top card of their deck is Fatal Push, and I do it in their upkeep, I'm giving them... I guess they have Revolt anyways, but... Yeah, it doesn't matter, because they get Revolt off these. So there's no difference, right? They get maps? Yeah, why does it matter? This is sorcery speed. You can't map at instant speed. Revolt? There's no difference. If I do it on my turn... If I do it on my turn, they get map tokens, and they draw Fatal Push, they can just crack a map token to trigger Revolt. It doesn't change anything. No matter what, it changes nothing. Oh, Karavik lets you Thoughtseize the top of the deck. I see. I mean, I guess I'll trigger my Mentor for free as well. I've owned a playset of Soarings for 3 years because of your super old modern vampires deck that you made at the beginning of MH2, and it's finally paid off. I don't even remember that deck. Do you have a link, Liberty Sandwich? I would love to take a look at that. You know what would be kind of funny and interesting is to like look at a bunch of the terrible decks that we built at the beginning of MH2 season to kind of, you know, see if those would even be remotely playable in today's Modern. That would be funny. I'm sure that I built a lot of bad decks. All right, we need to find a cruise. Give me a cruise, please. I would like 1 cruise, please, and thank you. Second Waste Knot. There's the frog deck. It's on there. Man, I'm really good at called shots, huh? How does he do it? How does he do it? Check him, PC. How much do I really want to trigger this Shredder? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to. It's just fight rigging. There's not a single copy of fight rigging in that deck. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's true. I was shitting on Waste Not before, and now I'm just getting dumpstered by it. Yeah, I can't trigger the Waste Nots here. I can't do it. Kind of hope they just, like, Fatal Push my Shredder at some point. It's kind of a beating. Alright, fine. Sometimes it has text. Some of the time it has text, okay. You get to draw 4 cards here. Yeah, there was a lot of cards that some people, especially in Legacy, because their card pool is much larger, and on the older cards, there's a lot more of, like, reprints and fancier versions of those cards. Like, somebody cast a Thorn of Amethyst, and it's like, it just didn't register me that it was the Thorn of Amethyst. I was like, what the hell is that card? Is that the 4th Go Blank, by the way? 1, 2, it sure is. I'm still favored this game. Don't worry, we're fine. Cling to Dust. She Old Red. That's fine. We're chilling. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Game 3, though. Okay, I'm now thinking about this more. I should probably respect these Waste Knots. I'm going to cut Recommission because they have so much graveyard hate. Now that we just have 5 answers to Waste Knot. It's a lot of shredding. Perhaps too much shredding. I'm going to keep it, though. March does hit enchantments, yeah. Why am I citing it an answer to such a bad card? I mean, just because it's bad doesn't mean I can't ignore it. Sometimes bad cards can steal games. Hey, you can lose to bad cards. I've certainly lost my fair share of bad cards over the years. Even if a card is like objectively bad in a lot of situations, it still has some relevant text some of the time, you know. Between this deck, the blue-black Prof deck from the other day, and Grixis Phoenix, which one do I prefer? I mean, hard to say with definitively what, you know, because we don't have a ton of testing on a lot of those. I don't know. Probably the Prof deck is the one I have the most experience with. So I would probably say that one, just because we've been testing it a lot. I graveyard that. I think for Cruise I want to, because we can just Cruise next turn. Unless we get Go Blanked. Surely I will not get Go Blank this turn, right? Okay, that's fine. Is it fine? 4 cards in graveyard. I could just consider Get Lost. I actually kind of like that. I'm going to get a little greedy and graveyard that. Okay, second Get Lost is nice because then we have Shield recovered. Order? Why does the order matter? Oh. That's why the order matters. Okay, yep, I gotcha. I now understand why the order matters. True. True. You're right. You're right. I kind of forgot about that. All right, my B. My B. Yeah, we changed 2 cards to a Shark Dummy. Well, actually, I changed 2 sideboard cards, too. It's like, I think 4 cards different. Did I get the upkeep stop in time? I sure did. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. 4, 5, 6, 7. Little cruise action. I'm going to discard tap land and hopefully find untap land. How about another Seaground Ghost? So, shields down on Pierce. could be a little awkward, depending on what they have this turn. They have a lot of cards in hand. What did we cut? We cut the Charted Course and the 4th Otherworldly Gaze for 2 pick locks, and I swapped Damping Spheres for Silences. Those are the changes we've made. Am I ranked #1 Pioneer at the moment? Absolutely. Magic the Gathering Online has told me that I am #1 in the world. There's nobody above me. That's what I've been told. I mean, I would trophy race, but nobody wants to play Pioneer. Who am I racing with? Claudia? Is that a challenge, perhaps? I mean, I kind of assume my Spell Pierce is doing nothing here. So it's probably just better to tap out, I think. And just go Geralf Opt. I could also just find a land. The other option is Shredder Opt and hold up Pierce. But again, they have 5 mana. Like, what am I piercing at this point? Cover Up is, I think, the only thing I can think of that's 5 mana that I can even counter. Yeah, Cover Up's the only thing. Yeah, Invoke Despair is like... I mean, I would Spell Pierce it, but it's not like I care that much. I can just sack the Geralf token. I think I'm going to go Geralf here. I am going to keep the land here just in case, though. I'm not going to cast Opt, because next turn I can go Shredder Opt and trigger Geralf and Shredder. Because I'm pretty sure Cover Up is one of the ways I lose this game. Yeah, that's fine. This one. Perhaps I shouldn't be holding on to the Spell Pierce. Just kind of maybe have a read they have a Cover Up. I don't think they know about the Pierce either. I don't think I hit the Pierce off of the Oh wait, no, I haven't cast. That was a different game. I was gonna say I haven't cast a what you call it? What's the card that I'm thinking of? Free the Fae. I've not cast Free the Fae this game. She Old Red. Yep, that's fine. Because we can just upkeep Get Lost. Notably, they did play a land that turn, so they could still be able. They could still go next turn land plus. Next turn they could still go land plus Cover Up. Dude, they have so many maps. They have so many fucking maps. So I think because of that, we hold the Shredder. And Shredder is going to be like my post Wrath threat. Oh shit! I keep forgetting. I can. Yeah, I'm stupid. You already knew that, but. So you can actually cantrip in response to this trigger to have 2/3/3s, and I keep forgetting to do that, but 2 cards in hand. Do we even hold up the Pierce before they go to 10? I don't technically have lethal next turn, right? They take 4, go to 10, then I only have 9 in play. We can probably go Shields down on Pierce, just like under the assumption that they're going to find a land anyways. And I think we have enough enough gas left in the tank that even if they Wrath us, we're still probably okay. Because we're going to have a Mentor and a Geralf in the graveyard, which means they can't cover up both. So we're going to be able to resolve this no matter what. Unless they get this, I guess, but I doubt they would do that. I'm actually just going to discard the Pierce. Yeah, Meat Hook maybe. They can Meat Hook for... Oh, well, if they're doing that, they're dead. All right, another trophy match. All right, this deck's sick. We were having a discussion earlier on what the scariest animal in the world is, and I did specifically tell chat that I said I thought I could take a hippo in a fight, and I think people kind of took that out of context. What I specifically meant was if there was a hippopotamus and a lion standing next to each other, and I was tasked with if you were like, okay, you have to fight one of these animals, I said, I think I would fight the lion. But apparently, chat said that was wrong, so, I don't know. James Debouche, thank you for the 18-month resub. Welcome back, James. We beat vampires twice this league already. You'd rather fight the lion? That's, I don't know. I mean, just like look at a hippo. They don't look that scary, you know? Maybe I'm just capping, but... Alright, so what's the plan here? I think the plan is gaze, hit land drop. If land miss, hit slight. Oh, okay, if we hit land, play Shredder. If we miss, play slight. Do I keep the Get Lost? It's good against Shieldred, but, I mean... What if they just, like, didn't have Shieldred, you know? Okay, well, I guess I'll keep that one. I'm not going to discard the second one, because I only have 2 in my main deck. I'll keep the second one. Good thing I didn't keep the first one. But seriously, if you're watching this on YouTube, sound off in the comments. Would you rather fight against a lion or a hippopotamus? Explain your reasoning too while you're down there. I need to know what the folks of the YouTube comments say about that. Yeah, he needs the engagement. This is how I get engagement, okay? Just talk about hippos and lions all day. Spell me? I would like a spell, please. It's a pretty fucking good spell, if you ask me. I guess it does just die to the harvester. Maybe this is a spew. Okay, this might have been a bad idea. Okay, I now hate the play that I made. Can I take that back? That was a bad play. That was a really bad play. They're attacking with the harvester? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, like, what? That's a Giga Chat attack. There's no way that's right. Seriously? I mean, sure, I'll take 7. That's fine. Why would they do that? I will happily take 7. Spring's Exile. They have Shelly. Okay, well, good thing I kept the Get Lost. So we go upkeep, kill this. Do we Otherworldly here or no? What's the point of casting Otherworldly here? Yeah, there's really no point, right? I mean, I would like to deal 2 more damage with the Shredders, though. But the other option is just not cast the Gaze. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think the 2 damage is really important here. Yeah, the 2 damage is really important. Yeah, we cast it now. It's fine, we'll draw a spell off the Gaze next turn. Okay, good. I was like... if I discarded my last spell and didn't draw a spell, it would have been kind of awkward. Oh, wait, are they dead? No, it's 11. This is how much? 7 damage. So how do I die if I attack with everything? 4, 8, 11. They go to 2. So they could go 4, 5, 6, 7. They would have to go map, spell, push, push. Soaring wouldn't kill me, though, right? Because if they Soaring put in Vein Ripper, I can just chump block whatever they don't give Trample. Because they would give the Harvester Trample. I chump block the Inti and take 7, go to 3. Soaring Helix. But I have 2 blockers, right? I guess the question is, like, do I need to attack with the Mentor to win? Probably not, right? This is still 7 damage. Oh, this is really close. I mean, this is, like, going to be the last turn of the game, basically. There's only going to be 2 more turns in this game, so I think it's fair to tank on this turn. All right, I'm gonna play her on double push. On that attack for 8. And you're saying hold back the 3/5 Shredder? I guess that's probably better, right? Hit with the Shredder and the Mentor. Okay. Yeah, that was probably better. And leave back the 3/5, because the 3/5 is a much better blocker. I could buy that. Okay, this is only an attack for 5. So I'm not sure I can really die from 5. Right? I don't think so. All right, I'll go to 5. Bolt. This is the Pioneer format, actually. Is it just better Phoenix? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's better Phoenix. Like, we don't want to go that far. All right, you are dead. Maybe they're thinking that I'll cast Treasure Cruise. I will, in fact, not cast Treasure Cruise. I'm gonna attack you for 7. I'm gonna do it. I'm not casting spells. My opponent said, but can I resist conniving? Yes. Get the 1/1 in there. The 1/1 did his job this game. Alright, so Rakdos. What about Rak Uno? Perhaps Rak Trace? Get Lost for Shieldred, for sure. We were cutting the Gazes before. Yeah, we did this. Although, I don't think that they're playing Vampires. Like, the Vampires deck does not usually play Inti, so it's entirely possible that we don't want Spell Pierces against traditional Rakdos midrange. Do we board Prosperity? Nah, Hearse is not that good against them, I think. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. If they're not Vampires, then what are we piercing? What do I want to keep instead, though? Maybe like 1 Hearse, 1 March? Is Torpor good against this midrange? Torpor Orb... no. Like, I mean, I guess Blood Tithe Harvester kind of Graveyard Trespasser, ETB, kind of. It's not very good. Yeah, that's true. I could just want Double March for their hearses. Do they use Cake Mate anymore? Like a one of tops. Let's try March over Pierce. If they don't have Sword, I think March is a lot better. And we want answers to their hearses. This hand is phenomenal. I'll keep. Guess we Slight first. Sure. I'm into it. Not great if they have exactly Hearse this turn, but... I mean, the team to play is pretty good. But we might have a busted turn next turn if we can mill over a Geralf. Yeah, I kind of want to play more pick locks. You trophied with Roots? That's sick, dude. Congrats, that's awesome. Roots is such a sweet card. Thanks. Thanks. When the Liliana betrays you. And I had to get lost for the Shieldred. Oh, man. You love to see it. Unless you're our opponent, then you probably don't love to see it, but... Alright, I would like a Geralf, please. We'll get the fancy Geralf. Okay, so we auto-yield to this, and we respond to this trigger and cast Opt. And this way you get 2 3/3s. Okay, do I want a cantrip here? I think I do, because we're going to assume that they're going to kill our Geralf this turn, and if they do so, then I kind of want to be able to go Helping Hand cantrip next turn, so I'll keep that. Land or another cantrip. Probably just another cantrip, honestly. I mean, we can, again, if they kill this, we can just go Helping Hand double cantrip next turn. -1 3/3. Deadline is sick. Oh yeah, where you cast the cantrip in response to the trigger. Yeah, that's one thing that we talked about in the intro, and I said that, but then there was multiple times where I could have done it, and I just kind of forgot, and this was the first time that I remembered, so. Easy trade. They found another Inti. Maybe that trade was bad. Okay, that trade was pretty bad. Because they did have a second Inti. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Yeah, that trade was awful. I kind of just didn't pay attention to what they flipped over, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, so we go, I guess, Opt first? I don't know if it matters which one we cast first, but let me consider here. Have I played a land this turn? I have not, so I'll keep this land. That's gotta be a keep, right? Like, I could bottom it looking for a spell to cast exactly this turn. I'm not sure that I need to cast a spell this turn, though. Yeah, I think we keep that on top. And just go land pass. Yeah, I am looking for Cruise, but, like, imagine a world where I bottom that and just draw a land. It's pretty bad, you know? I'm just kind of assuming worst-case scenario where they kill this Geralf, but I guess even if they kill this one, I just have another one in hand, so who cares? They revealed Blood Crypt. Okay, now I block for sure. How's Geralf been? Extremely good. Geralf has felt very, very good. Yeah, I mean, this game's just over. I'm even going to take 2 damage because I want to get the token off Mentor. Yeah, I mean, this game is just mega over. You love to see it. The easiest 5-0 of my life. This deck just... Oh my god. Whew. Look at that. They're off it. Folks, Geralf has trophied in Pioneer. So we've added the Picklock Pranksters to our deck and easily trophied. You'll love to see. I kind of want more copies of Picklock Prankster. Like, that card felt very, very good as, you know, just being able to mill a bunch of cards. It's like better. It's just a better version of Otherworldly Gaze. I know that you can't cast it for 1 mana, but it is a much higher quality card. So I'm going to look to cut the Otherworldlies and add 2 more Pranksters and maybe a 3rd copy of Get Lost. You can also go back to, like, you could play one Otherworldly, you could play one Shard of Course, but yeah, this deck felt absolutely phenomenal. I was very, very impressed with Geralf the entire time, even though we didn't quite get to do the like hold priority, play a cantrip to be at 2/3/3s until that last round when we did. So if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, please let me know what you thought in the section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, YouTube.